Hello, Space Raptor for Space Raptor Gaming, and basically I'm making this as a video response to my last video, and a lot of people give me some really positive comments about that video as a conversation piece. But also I think people got the idea that I hate current generation gaming or new games, and I don't at all. I don't hate DLC either. I think DLC, if used in... There's two ways of using it, isn't there? You can use it for good, or you can use it for evil. And what I mean by using it for good is Bioshock Infinite is, it's a couple of years old, alright, fair enough. But that game, when it was released, give you a full 25-hour single-player experience. And then they said, if you want to buy the season pass, you will get 2 5-hour episodes, and you will get an arcade mode, Clash of Titan, or whatever it is, Clash in the Clouds. That's it. I'm terrible with names sometimes. I just play. I don't pay attention to what it's called. But basically, you got a really good deal out of that DLC. It was $15.99, and you got 3 pieces of DLC. That really added to the experience as well of the single player £25, the 25-hour single experience at £40. I didn't actually pay the £40, I paid less than that. But you're getting where I'm coming from. Basically, that game was a really good deal. Another example of a really good deal is Mario Kart 8. Basically, they offered you an experience at £40 where you got 32 maps, 16 new ones, and 16 kind of greatest hits tracks that they've had on other systems, but all coloured in the same, all brilliantly done, not just a slap of HD paint on them. I mean, these have been totally remodelled and everything. So you got 32 tracks in the pack. Plus, for an additional £8, it wasn't quite a season pass. I think it was £4 each. You got two. In fact, you're getting 4 tracks, 4 extra tracks, and you're also getting new characters and everything. And I thought that was a really good deal as well, because initially, for your £40, you are getting a full game. You're not getting a cut down of a game, basically. What I don't think is a good deal is basically Evolve holding back game content so as they can make you pay twice. Basically, that's double dipping. I don't care where you come from. That is double dipping on the experience. And another thing I don't like is the fact that a lot of modern games, a lot more recently, have been released and they're not, they're broken. And I find on my Nintendo system, on my Wii U, if a game is released, I can hand on heart go, that is going to be a polished, finished version before it ever hits the disc. So it doesn't need patching, it's as perfect as it's ever going to be. And I think Nintendo offer a really good deal for gamers. Now, I can be accused of being a Nintendo fanboy because I've owned every single system since the Super Nintendo, and the wife owned the original Nintendo. So between us, we've owned every single Nintendo system ever made. But that is because there's an experience on the Nintendos that you can't get on PC, you can't get it on Xbox or anywhere else. There are games there to experience that you can only get on Nintendos, and that's why we always keep one in the house. And as the kids have been growing up, they've always wanted to play on Nintendos as well. It's a very kid-friendly kind of console, and seeing as the other two really aren't, I kind of see this as a safe playing environment for my children. Even if they want to play online, Nintendo makes sure that it stays safe for children on their multiplayer experiences, and I think they've got a kind of a social responsibility there that the other two big names just don't have. So I'm happy to let my kids play online with a Nintendo system. I'm kind of I get a bit nervous with any other system, just because just because how unpleasant multiplayer can be on other systems. And I'm talking about the voice chat here. Because my last gaming experience online with an Xbox 360 was Need for Speed Rivals. Now I had gold, so it put me straight into the multiplayer and wouldn't let me play offline. It didn't give me that option. And what I got was there wasn't any particular swearing going on, but it was an unpleasant experience, and it was just basically some guy was playing his music as loud as he could over his microphone because he thought he was clever. I don't know. He was just an idiot. Like, I'm into heavy metal and death metal, but I wouldn't subject that to anybody else because I know it's not everybody else's cup of tea. But hey, whatever. Then there was some kid screaming in the background on another person's headset. And then there was somebody feeding back, whether he was doing that on purpose or whether he was just genuinely feeding back through his microphone. I don't know. But it was this cacophony of sound that just took me out of my gaming experience. And after about putting up with that for all of 5 minutes, I kind of ditched the game and I never put the game back in the machine. Even though I can now probably play it offline now because I don't have Xbox Gold. But I kind of, yeah, it was that negative an experience that it just puts, I don't know, it hits a pain button with me. That basically every time I think about playing Need for Speed Rivals, I just think of that one experience I had with it. And it was horrendous, so I just don't bother. I play other driving games instead, you know what I mean? And yeah, I did waste some money paying for that game, but in the sense that it was £6. I didn't spend a lot on it, but it wasn't the full £40. So yeah, well, fair enough. I've made up for it since, you know what I mean, with other games, so I'm not really that bothered. But yeah, I don't hate modern games, and I'm not against DLC, but again, when it's done right, not when it's this double dipping. We've got Mortal Kombat X coming out now, and they're actually doing something that's going to break the game. Basically, the whole idea behind Mortal Kombat is basically so you learn how to do the fatality moves yourself and everything else. And basically now you've got easy fatalities, or you can pay for some DLC that will give you a one button fatality. Well, surely that's going to break the game. Anybody that's willing to buy that is paying to win, and that's game breaking as far as I'm concerned. I am not going to go anywhere near Mortal Kombat 10, especially for an online experience. Just forget it. The only way you're going to have a good experience with that game is if you play it offline against your friends on your system where you haven't bought that particular bit of DLC. And I just won't bother. I'll wait for another game. There's plenty of fighting games. And if I want to play Mortal Kombat, play the old Mortal Kombats because they were the better games anyway. They may not be better graphics, but as for gameplay doesn't change. So I'm happy, you know what I mean? You know, NetherRealms and Activision have lost my money well and truly there. I'm just going to go nowhere near that game. And yeah, that's kind of a way that you can use DLC for Evil. Evolve used it for Evil, basically to just make you spend 40 quid on a very small core game, and then you got to pay an additional, I think it was up to £90 extra on top of the game. And it's like, I don't want to play a game that much. I really don't. There's no game good enough to make me spend £120 to play it. Simple as. And I won't say never on an Xbox One or a PS4. Just when they come down in price, they're going to come down to a 250 or even 199 at some point in its generation. And at that point, I may actually go, do you know something? I may buy one of them consoles at that point and play the single player experiences on there. I'm not really bothered for the multiplayer. But even with Xbox 360 with the Live Gold, that's actually not a bad deal. Yes, you're having to pay to play online, but I don't just use it for that. Basically, you get 2 free games a month, and I've had for free. I've had Hitman Absolution, all in this current 12 months we're talking about. Hitman Absolution, Tomb Raider. I've had Dead Island. So they're 4 games I didn't have on the system. I've just got Army of Two, Devil's Cartel, and I really like the Army of Two games. They're a bit like the Kane and Lynch games, and I really like them as well. And not a lot of people do. When it comes to two-player tactical cooperative games, I don't know why the gaming press has a lot of negative things to say about them, and I really like them. So whatever. I kind of like that kind of cooperative gameplay with on. If I'm going to have an online experience, I prefer it to be cooperative than competitive, because I don't know, people play nicer when it's cooperatively. Except with Dead Island, and everybody goes off in their own little whichever way they go, and that kind of breaks the game for me as well. Or you have to follow a crowd of people, and maybe they're not doing what you want to do within the game, and that kind of takes me out of the experience as well. So I don't think it worked well with Dead Island so much. But that is a cooperative style of gameplay, but just one I wasn't really that keen on. So yeah, at the moment it's just Nintendo, but I'm not saying never say die on a PS4 or an Xbox One. All I'm saying is at the moment they're way too expensive, and I don't think you're getting a good deal gaming wise. I think I'm getting a better deal out of backwards compatibility. Backwards compatibility. Say this game on the Wii U looks like a HD remake. And it's a fully backwards compatible system. So I'm getting a HD remake without having to spend an additional £30 to £40 to play a game I've already played before. I just want to experience it in HD. These lot are letting me do that with the current game I own, and that's amazing. This game looks fantastic on a Wii U. It looks way better than it ever did on the Wii, and that is really good and really positive. I also don't have to pay to play online. I already said the deal with the Xbox 360 I see as better than the sum of its parts of just playing online. I don't actually pay for it. The wife does. She's got a gold account. Mine's a non-gold account, but I just make sure I download the free games every month so I can enjoy them experience as well. And I do think for your £40 on the Xbox 360, you were actually getting a good deal for your money. Actually, now they've started adding free games. They didn't always do that, and it was a bad deal then. But it's a better deal now because you're getting more than £40 worth of games for your money. I've just mentioned 5 or 6 there. Oh, I've got Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I don't really care for it, but I thought I'd download it and give it a bit of a bash. Already got it on PC, and I kind of got that for free. Brick Gamer 73 again. He gave me a free copy of basically Assassin's Creed Black Flag when it was new. It was only out a month, and I got a free copy of it. So, he doesn't half hit me up with some good stuff. He really does from time to time, and I'm really grateful of that. I really am. He don't get much back from me though, I'm afraid. Apart from I big his channel up as much as I can, because he is an awesome guy. He deserves to do really well with his channel. Simple as. And that's it. So I'm not against modern gaming. I'm just against some of the greedy ass policies that are going on in gaming at the moment, and he's becoming more popular. And while you have got gamers that can't wait, and gamers that will pay for microtransactions to get an advantage in a game, I think it's here to stay. And maybe there'll be a game crash. I don't know. There was a game crash in '82. Well, at least a console crash in '82. What actually happened in 1982 was basically consoles could not shift a single game. They were shifting very low numbers. and but that was because home computers came out at that point, and you could buy a game for about £1.99, £2.99. It took you 20 minutes to load it onto the system, but you were getting a game for £2, £3, and gaming shifted over to home computers at that point. And it really took the Nintendo to capture the imagination with Mario and everything, and their Nintendo system to really bring it back to console. But it was nearly dead forever to console, and well done to Nintendo. But again, they were offering value for money for gamers, and I think they still hold to them core values. And they knocked a game off their system. It was Resident Evil Revelations 2, and they basically, Capcom are not allowed to put it on that system because it doesn't offer a good deal for gamers, because it's got microtransactions, and Nintendo are against microtransactions. So while there is a company out there that's holding true to gamers, I'm going to be gaming on their system, simple as, and I'll probably buy into their next console as well. This has been Space Raptor. Please like the video if you like it, and give me a comment. I'll always answer you back, okay? Not in that way. I'll always kind of reply to you, not answer you back, you know. And if you have a comment that's against what I've just said, that's fine. Like I really I like the fact there are different people's opinions out there, and I'm not always right. I don't pretend to be always right, or I just explain where I'm coming from, if you know what I mean. Anyway, this is Space Raptor, and I'm signing out. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. See you in a bit.